intera está suga. Su mundo y su ciudad. Tiene casi.
All right, so I have this record that we just sampled. Something about it, I'm not sure what it is there's not like a specific instrument that I'm gravitating towards. I think it's just the sound in general, and it's minors. So minors are always something that I'm able to play with and just switch it up as I'm messing with each individual bar. As you notice, I have this. All right, so there's something right there. I just heard that intro and instantaneously was like, you know what? I want to sample this, bring it into the MPC. Now, when I'm listening to music that I feel like I can sample and use and put some drums on top of, what do you listen for, right? Because a lot of times people say, man, your beats come out really nice. You make it look easy. It's not that is easy, but the hard part is not really making or building the beat with an MPC. To me, that's easy. That I can do that almost with my eyes closed. But the part that I don't talk about, or most don't talk about, is how to listen to the records that you want to sample. Because there's so many samples or records that I sample into my MPC that they just don't work out. As much as I want to force it, it just does not come together the way I want it to. Right here, the sound of it. It's just like an airy sound that's just kind of flowing. Now, if I hear some drums, some one-shots, I feel like the one-shots could really cut through the sound of my sample. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna bring in a new track. Let's make it a drum track. I'm gonna go into my browser and let's bring in some one-shots. I feel like that's gonna help out. Go to my samples, and lately I've been rocking with these Rob Victim. If you guys do not know who Rob Victim is, I'm actually rocking one of his shirts right now. Amazing, amazing producer. I'll leave a link down in the description of this video. Go ahead and check him out. His beats will either encourage me or discourage me because of how good his stuff sounds, which is always inspirational to me, especially the type of music that I'm into. I'm a big fan of his work. Right here, I have some drums. I actually have a program that I had built already. I'm gonna load that right up, bring that into the MPC. Oh, right there. I'm gonna bring that in and let's just go ahead and sample that. All right, we have these drums right here. So now that we have our drums right there, I can go back to my sample and start just feeding off of those drums that we have. Now, you'll notice that on my latest videos, I've been using drum breaks, which drum breaks, I love using drum breaks, but there's some cases, especially with this record right here, I just hear one-shots. One-shots will just cut through the mix a lot cleaner, and it's just that clean punch or that clean kick is what I'm really listening or really looking for as I'm building these two elements together. There's a sound that I hear when I'm sampling or when I'm listening to records. When something clicks in my head, I kind of have a premeditated beat already. Now, I don't always get to that idea. While I'm creating it, I'm always headed towards that direction that I initially had when I first heard it. So right now, I was hearing some one-shots, mainly the kick. This is a dynamic that I really want to blend well. I'm hearing the kick ducking down the sample where just the sequence that I start building, I want it to move. I want it to have some dynamic or a pumping effect, almost like if it's overly compressed. So let's see if we can reach or get close to that sound. yes, right here, we're getting to what I was already picturing in my head. Let's go ahead and record this right here and lay it on the grid. So just a simple loop. Actually, I want to do it a little better. All right, yeah, so one shot is really taking this one. It's just a simple loop right now. And notice that when I'm working with this idea, I'm not even in the arranger just yet. I'm just right here in the grid editor before I even jump over to the arranger. The reason why I still like using the grid editor before even expanding this idea into a longer sequence is because within the grid editor, I have everything a lot more defined or more at my fingertips. I feel like I can move around my notes a lot easier being right here in this grid editor. Once I have the foundation, once I have the main idea, that's when I go over to the arranger and start expanding this and we start getting a little bit more creative. But right now it's just 2 bars is looping over and over. Now, automatically, I'm already hearing that pumping effect. I want to put in Mother Ducker on the kick and on the sample so we can start getting that pumping effect. I'm going to do this really quick. If you do not know how to use the sidechain compression or Mother Ducker whatsoever, if you are signed up to my course, I do have a video touching up on this topic. Be sure to check out Chapter 2, Module 10, which is a whole entire video dedicated to sidechain compression. If you want to go ahead and check that out, go down to the link of this video, sign up, and start watching it. So let's go ahead and add that Mother Ducker on the sample. Open up my channel strip XL, go to Dynamics, and right here I have Mother Ducker. Slap that in there, and now we go ahead and hear this. Perfect. Yeah. Oh man, that sounds awesome. Go to Bank B real quick. This whole phrase right here on Bank B, the second bar, this sounds like it could be cool, but his voice is not going to work out. I have an option right here. I could try some stem separation. It might work. It might not work. Stem separation is not always your go-to cheat code, right? So I know a lot of people are watching one of my videos and saying, hey man, stem separation sounds horrible. Why does it sound good on your video and on mine sounds horrible? Maybe because I chose some records that it sounded good on. Not every record is flawless. Let's go ahead and try it out right here. I don't want to do stem separation on the whole entire program. I just want to separate these 4 individual chops right here. So I'm going to jump into this sample editor. Let's go to our samples, select the first chop. Go to stem separation. Let's put these chops on pad 5, hit do it. I'm not gonna do all of them. I'm just gonna do one of them so we can see if it's going to work, if it sounds good, because if it doesn't, I'm not gonna waste my time to try to do stem separation to all of them. Oh, that might work. That might work. Let's do stem separation to this next one. This will be on pad 6. All right, so right here, I actually just ran into a problem. This is not fixed, and we get to see it together. I just chopped up the second pad on Bank B, and I told it to go on Bank B, as you saw right now, and it just grabbed the same pad and put it right here. So there's kind of a glitch that I know a lot of other people are having, so hopefully this could be sorted out, because I absolutely love doing stem separation in standalone, but this annoyance right here kicks me off. So we're gonna have to scratch that off and continue. Now check this out. We have this loop. It sounds awesome. We could build on top of this. Before I start going any further, I wanna go right here with this program editor or my sample editor and drop down this droplet icon, go to all, hit close, and I wanna put all these pads right here, all these chops. I want to engage warp on all these chops. Let's go from Pro 10 all the way to repitch. So now if I want to either repitch this, go up or down, I can use this stretch feature right here. I can go up or down. It's going to stay locked into my tempo, of the sequence, Or if I want to just change the tempo of my sequence, that sample will always stay locked in to that tempo. It's going to repitch it, of course, but it's going to stay in beat. Let me know if you're on MPC 3.0, if you've been tapping into this repitch warping algorithm that they have now. This thing has been awesome every time I chop up records. Now when I want to pitch up or down, I just engage this warp repitch, and no matter what I do, if I want to go up or down, everything stays in sync. There is no artifacting. I could push it up as much as I want. I can go very low. Everything sounds really, really clean. Again, if you are part of the course, I have a chapter dedicated specifically on warping within your MPC. So you'll notice that right now on our course, we just went from start to finish, just building a beat. But now that we're completed with the beat making process, the course is not over with. I'm gonna jump into some of these subtopics when it comes down to warping, time stretch, automation. There's so many more subcategories that I wanna dive deep into. And the first one that we're gonna be getting into is warping and time stretching. So by the time you're watching this video, if it's not out yet, it should be out the following day. We're gonna be having a dedicated chapter. Again, more information on that, link down in the description. All right, so now I wanna jump into this arranger, and with this arranger I have 2 bars. That sounds cool. I'm gonna grab this pencil, I'm gonna double length this. Now we have 4 bars. I'm gonna grab the pencil tool, double length it again. Now we have 8 bars. Where do we go from here? I can select this bar 3 and 4. And in bar 3 and 4, we can switch up the measure so it's not just the same thing looping over and over. We have... Oh, right there. I want to play, actually, I want to rehearse something with those drums. So I'm going to have that selection. I'm going to go to erase my sample track, hit do it, and it just erased any of that information that I had within that selection. So now it just leaves me with my one shots right there on the grid, and it gives me 2 bars to rehearse, to practice something, and maybe come up with a different loop. Right there, I want to grab that. And then back. That didn't work out. Now that I hear it all together, we can continue to practice something different. Oh, okay. That sounds awesome. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to this pencil icon. I'm gonna insert, let's go for 2 bars at the beginning of this. So now it just gave me 2 bars so I could do an intro, and maybe we could continue to listen to this record and see if we find a different section that we can sample and use as an intro. Go to bank C. Yo, do not ever miss out on those endings. I think we just got something really cool here. Oh, let's go ahead and record that. Man, I love doing this. You know, before even filming today or this week, I just been a little burnt out with just life in general. And I always say this in my videos, but when I get to sit down and spend some time with you, it's honestly my favorite part of my day, of my week, because it's just like being able to pour out, being able to let go. And you guys see me right through the lens. I do not hold back. When I feel the spark, it feels damn good. Like, it feels really good. There's a lot of times where I'm just sitting in the studio and I'm making music, I'm chopping up records, and I can't. I just don't feel it. It just doesn't sound good. But even those days that the samples don't work and it's just not connecting with me, I love doing it, man. Like, it always releases some type of energy. Do what you want with this, learning the MPC or any instrument. It feels good to be able to express yourself. Look, thank you so much for just being here with me, watching me. It's always an honor, it's a pleasure just to have an audience with me. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to even make it this far. If you are part of my Patreon, do not forget to download these chops right here that we just chopped up together. If you guys want to follow along with me as we're watching this video, go ahead and follow the way I'm putting this beat together. Or if you want to go ahead and create your own flips, go ahead and do so. Do not forget to sign up to my Patreon. I'll leave a link down in the description. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace.
Pero tras la frontera está su hogar.